What You Need, the podcast.
Yeah, well, I'm back. I know me and Gaddafi, we recorded episode 4, which was supposed to show the interview with the GOAT, Jerry West. But we had some technical difficulties. You know, whatever, shit happens. But yeah, we'll get him again, of course. Jerry, becoming. Anyway, yeah, the interview was so great. It was good. The SD card in the Nikon, for some reason, was like damaged, broke, whatever. I don't know what the hell happened. And it didn't record correct. So we got the first 15 minutes of Jerry. And the rest is just footage of me and Gaddafi talking with the other camera. And the same camera right here. Actually, I use my phone because it's very easy to edit and transition, whatever. So yeah, I use my phone. This is what I do when I use the podcast, is the cell phone. When later on I upgrade to using my better camera. But this is just as good, you know. Who the fuck are y'all? You know. Yeah, feels good to be back. Anyway, I interviewed someone I knew since she was born, my niece, KLH. She have a book that she put out, and I read it. It's a nice book. It's a children's book. It's called The Random Adventures of Twinsville. A story about a girl's uniqueness. You know, you could get this this book, if this shit. There you go. You can get this book available for purchase, ebook, or you can get the physical copy. And it's on www.lulu.com. That's LULU.com. Get the book. It's a nice book. I had the pleasure of interviewing her, and all this happened in Columbia, South Carolina. Matter of fact, I've been interviewing. I've interviewed quite a few people in South Carolina when I was there last week. That's where I got the Gamecock shirt from. You see? You see that? Now I'm back in New York, in Brooklyn. If anybody's looking for me, I'm in Brooklyn. Bed-Stuy to be exact. Come get me. Anyway, we're going to get into this interview with KLH. Her book, The Random Adventures of Twinsville. Like I said, story about a girl's uniqueness. Nice interview, nice book, and hope you enjoy. Well, I'm here with KLH. She has her new book. Would you hold that for them? Let them see the cover of that. The Random Adventures of Twinsville, Book 1.
Book 1.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions about this. Very interested in your project, your book, the first book, right? It's the first one?
Definitely.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so what got you into, wanting to write, a book?
Well, that's a difficult question for me because I've always been the creative type. I've always been playing music, playing with writing, and when I was young, I was writing songs to lyrics since I was 10. It's always been a part of me. I didn't realize until recently that I don't have to stick to one thing. I don't have to be one kind of writer. I have a lot of creative ideas, and this just happened to be one of them.
That's good. Okay, so you're sitting at home, and you have this idea of this book that you want to create in your head.
Yes.
And
how did that come about? Where you're like, okay, now I have to make this into a reality.
That's the most interesting story.
Would you like to hear it?
Well, I've always been the type of person to where when I'm dreaming, I can really control my dreams. Either I don't dream or I can control my dreams. With this particular story, especially with book 1, I just kept having this dream over and over again. And I was like, why? I can't control anything. It's happening the exact same way. I'm not really used to that. So there must be something saying, there's something about this particular story that's important to me. And I just kept having it and kept having it. And then I was like, you know what? I know how this story is going to end. I know how I can piece this story together. I know what I can do with this story. And I was like, I'm going to write this down. This is going to be my book. I'm going to do this. And then I did.
Can you give us like a short summary of your book without giving us too much, but just a tiny smidget?
Okay, definitely. Well, my main character's name is Melody. She's a type of kid who's just outgoing, vibrant, and has way more energy than the people around her can handle. And she lives in this small town where there's only about 800 people, and she feels trapped. She feels like she can't do anything, she can't be herself, she can't be as open and as bright as she wants to be. So she goes exploring one day, and she ends up finding a new world where all her biggest dreams can come true. All her greatest adventures can happen. And that's where we start off on book 1.
Sounds great. So, the first book sounds great. What do you have in the future for the Twinsville adventures?
Well, since Melody is a child, she's 12 years old, she needs to learn certain things to be able to go out into the world and be the woman that she's definitely destined to be. And in this book, she's going to learn those lessons. In the first book, she learns to be true to herself. I have a book coming up where she learns that you can't trust everybody. Some people give you what you want to see, but not who they are. And she learns how to differentiate between those two things, but still stays true to herself at the same time.
Great. Sounds great. So, do you have any other projects outside of this book, or any other things you're going to be writing in the future?
I do. I have a couple of things. It won't necessarily be a children's book like The Random Adventures in Twinsville, but I do have a couple of contests and articles that I'm thinking about doing, but nothing concrete. I would say, for anybody who's listening, go to lulu.com and look up The Random Adventures in Twinsville. You can get your paperback copy for $9.99 and your ebook copy for $6.99. Leave a review.
Okay, so I need you to leave us with your social medias, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can definitely find me on my author's page on Facebook. It's at KLH Random Adventures, or my Instagram, KLH, or my Twitter, KLH.
I'm glad for you that you joined the Specialties Media, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
I got what you need, we gon' give you what you need.
I leave you alone. I leave you alone.
What I said, baby, if it's too much for you, girl,
I leave you alone.